I went down kind of an alg generation rabbit hole for this video. So I'm just gonna leave like a bunch of very big documents full of algs for every PLL in the description. Warning that most of them are absolutely terrible, but you know, if you don't like the algs that I picked for this video, then I'll leave you with that list. For perm, the standard alg is honestly on newer hardware. I think doing the D2 flicks is not that bad, but it's still a little bit risky. I don't know, it seems to be fine right now, but the RUF alg for this goes like this. So you take out the back pair, and I do a finger trigger like this, R prime, F prime, sexy, soft regrip while you do that U prime, R prime, F, R, U2, R. So it's really nice. So yeah, if you don't like the RUD alg, this is a very solid alternative. And then obviously the inverse of that does the AB perm. So that would be, I'd finger trigger like this, you regrip to start, R prime, U2, R prime, F prime, R, inverse sexy, F, U, R prime, push U here, R. E perm. So the stand alg is definitely not ideal for big cubes with all the push D moves. You can do regrip to start, F, U prime, R, sorry, it's very windy out there, U prime, sune, U, R prime, U prime, R, U2, R prime, F prime. And it flows really nice. Then F perm, I just probably would stick with the standard alg. It's RUF gen, it's fairly nice. Like, I do think sometimes this finger trick for F prime can be a little bit tricky on big cubes, but generally speaking, it's fine. Or you could do this alg. So R prime U, R, U prime, R2, F prime, U prime, F, U, and then you kind of regrip to the bottom, R, F, but you execute it with like a kind of a U, R prime, U prime, R2. And it's from this angle, so it's efficient. So if you want something that's less moves than the standard, this is good, but I like the standard for bigs. GA perm, now there's a couple options for this one. Obviously the standard alg is not great. I don't really like any of the RUD G perms for big cubes. But you could do this 22 move algorithm that apparently Royhang uses on 3x3. I think that's true, maybe. I don't know if that's true. But basically, it's J perm cancelled into T perm, so it goes like this. And then 7R2, you just go into a T perm. Yeah. If you don't like that because it's so many moves, I also found this algorithm. It's definitely shorter. It's from this front angle as well, so it's kind of a weird angle, but it's cool. I'd probably prefer doing the really long one, but I think that one could be good. I only have one for GB perm because this one is like surprisingly good. I had no idea that this alg existed before this, but like it's pretty nice, even on 3x3. It goes like this. It's basically a T perm, but it starts with this. Oh, whoops. Is this, and then you cancel into T perm. So like that. For GC, I like the standard R2 F2 alg. Very nice. Pretty short, flows nicely on bigs, and I'd like it on 3x3 as well. But if you don't like that alg, there's also this alg from the back angle that's also RUF gen, so it goes like this. it's interesting. It's quite short and not bad. I'm just gonna execute it like this with a D prime push, although that might be a bit risky on big cubes. I don't know really how to finger trick that one because I don't use it, but it's pretty good. And for GD, I like to use the inverse of the R2F2 GC. So it just goes like that. I think that alg works nicely, but again, if you don't like that, I've got a couple other options. So, yeah, wait. F. So that one flows quite nicely. But you kind of have to do that finger trick, which I don't necessarily like. So if you don't like that one, there's also this alg. It goes like this: R, U2, R prime, U, R, U, R prime, F prime. And then I regrip to here: R prime, U2, R, U2, F, U prime, R prime, U, R. I didn't use that one, but it's pretty good. For H perm, you know, the standard MU alg, honestly, on modern hardware, it works most of the time. It's a little risky because obviously you can do like something like that and DNF by a slice or whatever. But even on 7x7, like with magnets, I don't really mess up the MU alg that much. But if you really want an RU alg, you could do, you kind of take out this back pair. No, it's the JA perm. I have a few options. I think in particular RUL algs are really bad on big cubes, because you kind of have to like change your whole grip every time you switch between R and L, and it just causes lockups all the time. So the alg that I've started using for this is R prime, U prime, F, U, R2, U2, R prime, U prime, RU, R prime, F prime, R, U2, R prime. Very nice alg, surprisingly good for an RUF gen JA perm, which I had no idea existed. I found it by doing the alg generation thing. If you don't like that one, there you go. So that's from this angle, same angle as you would usually do. I think it's pretty good, but that last F move can be a bit tricky sometimes, and I think this alg just... For NA, I would just use the standard setup to JPerm, even though it's 21 moves. I think it's... I messed that up. What the hell am I doing? Whoops. That's a big pot. Big cubes. But if you don't like that, a more efficient alg would be something like this. A lot of double moves, but it is the most efficient way to do it, RUF gen. And obviously the inverse of that also works. NB, I like to use this alg. You could also execute like that, like this, if you don't mind rotating in the middle of the alg. That might be safer, but I think this is generally quite fast, so... Or you could use the most efficient one, which goes like this. You kind of have to regrip here. There's a couple of regrips in there, so it's not completely desirable, but it's not bad. For RA perm, I would probably just do... This was kind of one of the standard algs. Or you could do this alg, which goes like this, is a bit more efficient, if you don't like that alg. Some regrips in there, but it's very efficient. So for RB, I couldn't really find anything better than just like the standard RUF alg for this, or its inverse, which I actually do prefer. The inverse alg that's from this angle, the R2F. Very nice alg. There's not really anything better than that, I don't think. T, obviously, just the standard alg, there's nothing better than that. For UA, I have been liking, instead of doing this alg, which has like a million regrips in it, which is fine. You could do it from the back angle, you could do the RU R prime this alg with the U2. I think that's okay, but I think this alg only really works if you do this like drag finger trick on the last U, and that can be a bit risky on big cubes in my opinion. So instead, with the alg that I found here that I never even knew existed, but I do think is like really good, and I'm surprised that isn't kind of taught more as kind of an AUF avoidance thing. But you just take out this front pair from this side angle. You take out this front pair, take out the back pair with a U2, reinsert the front pair, cancel into inserting the back pair. So it's just, I think that's a really nice alg, even on 3x3, and obviously the inverse works for you B perm as well. For V perm, you can kind of do the old alg with the rotation in it. That's fine. If you really don't want to rotate, you could also kind of execute it like this. Pretty bad, but it's not, you know, the worst ever. There's also this alg that I found, which goes like this, so I like to regrip all the way to the front here. It's kind of weird, but it works. And RF, R2, U prime, R prime, U, R prime, U prime, R2, U, and then you kind of regrip here. R, F prime, R prime, U prime, insert. It's not bad, but I think that regrip in the middle is like really awkward. And then there's also this other alg that I have that I think is maybe okay. So it starts like R prime, U2, R prime, U2, R prime, F, U2, F prime, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R2, F, U prime, F prime. Maybe you can make that work. Personally, I think the alg with the rotation is fine. It's the most efficient way to do VPerm with RUF gen. So, you know, you can do that. I also sometimes play with this, with the wide F move. That's the alg I use on 3x3, and I love it for 3x3. But the wide F move is a bit risky on big cubes because you can just do like 4 layers or something. But I definitely think this is the best alg for 3x3. For wide perm, just the standard alg. I like to execute it like this. So regrip to begin. Flick F prime. Sometimes that last F prime is a bit awkward, as I just did the first time. So you can kind of, for this sledge at the end, you can just regrip to the bottom. Just maybe a bit safer. And then for Z perm or Z perm, whatever you want to call it, you do you. Again, you could kind of do the MU alg. I think it's a bit worse than for H perm, but the RU alg for this is not bad. I like this one, so I like to start like this, regrip, RU, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U pinch, R prime, U prime, R prime, U, R, push U, R. Yeah, it's a pretty good alg. If you really want like RUF gen, there is this other thing that I discovered once, which isn't that good, but it might work. Is you can kind of do this OLL into this one like last layer, and it kind of works. I don't think it's necessarily that good, but it's RUF gen and it's short, kind of. So if you really don't like the RU alg and you don't like the M alg, maybe consider that. I don't know, it might be bad. But yeah, if you don't like any of the algs in this video, you can always look in the big giant sheets of algs that I've got in the description. For some of them, I've highlighted algs that I think are like interesting or good maybe, but I've not bothered to do that on some of the other ones. So if you really want to search through a bunch of algorithms to find decent ones, then have fun. Also, if you want me to do a video like this for OLL, I can do that. Yeah, so let me know if you want me to do a video like this for big cube OLLs.